Well, actually, Swedish companies don't have to work with continuous improvement if, as an important if everything they do is perfect. They've perfectly identified market needs. The products they bring into the marketplace perfectly meet those needs. The design is perfect. The production systems, delivery systems are perfect. And of course, the same thing is around all the services which surround that product. So if you make a perfect cell phone, and when someone buys it, they get perfect sales service. When they call with questions, they get perfect support service. You don't have to worry about continuous improvement. However, for the rest of those people who have imperfections around identifying market needs, configuring products and services to meet those needs, or around how they actually create and deliver that value into the marketplace, they have to improve because they're going from something which is inherently flawed, imperfect, to something which the market expects to be perfect. And not only does the market expect to be perfect, even if the market doesn't have that expectation, there's always some rival, some competitor who's trying to close the gap between where they are and perfection. So it's very, very important for Swedish companies, and of course companies everywhere, to improve and innovate relentlessly in a very broad-based, relentless fashion so that they keep moving ahead on all these different dimensions by which they compete. So if a manager had to focus on 3 things to be successful at continuous improvement, the very first question is, what is the market expecting of us? In order to absolutely positively succeed, what do we have to deliver with what efficiency, what effectiveness, what quality, and so on and so forth? After you've asked that question, the second question is, how do we compare to that standard of perfection? And then the third question is, why? Why do we have that gap? Because once you start asking the question why, and then I'll cheat a little bit and throw in a fourth and a fifth, once you start asking the question why, you can teach other people for whom you're responsible, who depend on you as their manager, as their leader, you can start teaching them to see these gaps. And once they can start seeing gaps between where they are and the perfection that they need, then you can start teaching them how to solve for the problems which cause the gaps, how to share what they've learned by solving the problems, and in fact, how to cultivate those skills in other people. But until you can show them the gaps and teach them how to see the gaps, you don't have the necessary tension to motivate the continuous improvement and the continuous innovation. One of the things that really struck me when I first started studying Toyota, and then after studying Toyota, trying to find other organizations which had this high velocity problem solving and learning going on, was that a snapshot was a very bad way to understand the organization. You really had to understand it as a movie, because there was so much activity around the seeing, solving, sharing, that it was just a daily part of work. People seeing problems, swarming them, solving them, getting an insight, taking what they learned in one place and sharing it so it became broadly, systemically applicable. It was like nonstop. And any one single snapshot was an inadequate representation and inadequate capture of that. And in my book, The High Velocity Edge, I give some examples of managers who make a key part of their daily work ensuring that someone comes into work today knowing more than they did yesterday, and in the course of the day, in designing something, producing something, creating a service, delivering it into the marketplace, not only are they creating value for the customer, but as they're doing that, they're learning how to do that better.